They may look cute, but don't be fooled. Meet 15 fearless dogs who faced much larger opponents and proved that courage and instinct can overcome any size. Precise bites, agile movements, and relentless determination turn every encounter into proof that underestimating these dogs is a dangerous mistake. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. Now let's begin. Number 15, dog versus large domestic cat. The dog, a symbol of loyalty, guardian of the home, and owner of a strength that few domestic rivals dare to challenge. He's muscle and instinct, with jaws powerful enough to crush bone, and hearing so sharp he notices the sound of the food bag before you even think about opening it. Whether it's a clever mutt or a sturdy shepherd, the dog is a strategist of the body, measuring territory, sniffing out intentions, and advancing with confidence. In the natural duels of life, he bets on physical power, endurance, and persistence. A well-fed dog can reach up to 45 km/h, leap nearly 2 meters, and deliver a bite with hundreds of kilos of force per square centimeter. A tank with fur. But there's more. Dogs are team players. Over millennia of domestication, they've learned to read emotions, even those of someone about to challenge them. Now, on the other side, the large domestic cat. Forget the stereotype of the cute couch sleeper. We're talking about a miniature predator, a feline that, if it were the size of a lion, would terrorize the neighborhood. The cat is pure precision, compact muscles, millisecond reflexes, retractable claws as sharp as scalpels, and a sense of balance that would make gymnasts jealous. While the dog relies on strength and endurance, the cat plays on agility and motor intelligence. He doesn't confront, he calculates. He watches movement, measures distance, and strikes with an explosion of speed. One leap, one perfect hit, and he's gone before the opponent even realizes what happened. And the cat has a weapon the dog doesn't: unpredictability. You never know when he'll attack or when he'll just give that disdainful lick that seems to say, "You're not worth my effort." In a hypothetical duel, the dog would have the advantage in size and brute strength, but the large cat would make up for it with reflexes, precision, and almost suicidal courage. However, in a prolonged fight, the cat would lose energy while the dog's stamina would keep the pressure on until he dominates. By raw numbers, the dog wins. Strength and durability are on his side, but in style, strategy, and sheer boldness, the cat takes the moral trophy. So who's the stronger one? The dog. He wins in power, endurance, and ability to neutralize the opponent. But let's be honest, the cat never loses his charm. Even in defeat, he walks away as if saying, "I let you win." Now tell me, whose side are you on? The loyal warrior who defends his territory, or the furry ninja who defies physics inside your home? Choose wisely, because the glare of an offended cat is worse than any bite. Number 14, dog versus giant rabbit. Flemish giant. Dog versus giant rabbit, when cute meets formidable. On one side, the dog, the universal symbol of loyalty, strength, and energy. An adaptable predator shaped by thousands of years of domestication but still holding the wild instinct of the wolf. Sharp teeth, powerful sense of smell, and reflexes that could make a military trainer applaud. He's fast, strategic, and has something no other creature possesses in equal measure: the ability to mix affection and aggression in a split second. On the other side, the Flemish giant rabbit, a creature straight out of a fairy tale. Weighing up to 10 kilograms and reaching almost a meter in length, it redefines the concept of cute. But don't be fooled, this giant fluff ball is no plush toy. He's strong, with compact hind leg muscles, capable of powerful kicks worthy of a small kangaroo. When threatened, the giant rabbit uses those limbs like steel springs, leaping, dodging, and even striking with surprising accuracy. In terms of defense, the giant rabbit is a master of evasion. His light, agile body allows him to react in milliseconds. His senses, especially hearing and peripheral vision, are on another level. He detects movement from afar and anticipates attacks before the enemy even moves. But here's the catch. Despite his strength, he's not built for long fights. His heart races fast and stress consumes him quickly. Meanwhile, the dog is pure endurance. He can chase, circle, and wait for the perfect moment. And we're not talking about a light bite. An average dog's bite can exceed 150 kilograms of force. That's enough to crush small bones easily. Add intelligence and cooperative instinct, and you've got a creature designed to dominate confrontations. But the giant rabbit isn't defenseless. His incisors, meant for gnawing, can cause deep cuts if he strikes at the right time. And that hind kick, if it lands, it hurts. hurts a lot. It's fast, sharp, and charged with elastic energy. In raw bursts of strength, the rabbit wins. In sustained power and tactical endurance, the dog dominates completely. In a purely theoretical match, and let's stress theoretical, the giant rabbit might have the upper hand for the first few seconds with agility and surprise. But as time passes, the dog reads the movements, circles, and waits. Eventually, the rabbit finds himself cornered by something that doesn't tire and never loses focus. Result: victory for the dog, for his combination of strength, instinct, and endurance. The Flemish giant is impressive, brave, and worthy of respect, but his body and behavior evolved to escape, not to dominate. Be honest now. Did you ever imagine a rabbit could put up such a fight? I bet you'll look differently at the next long-eared critter you see, and if it's a Flemish giant, maybe even the neighbor's dog will think twice before playing hunter. After all, in the animal world, the cutest isn't always the weakest, and the strongest sometimes only wins because it has patience. Number 13, dog versus ferret. The dog, the symbol of loyalty, strength, and territorial instinct. From the small terrier to the robust shepherd, dogs are predators shaped by human companionship but never stripped of their hunting DNA. Canine teeth that work like pliers, a nose trained to detect scents kilometers away, reflexes forged by centuries of pursuit and protection. In combat, he relies on more than size. He uses strategy, growling, circling, watching, one quick leap, one precise bite. That's how he wins. The direct, determined warrior. But on the other side, the ferret. This little mammal is agility in its purest form. Its long, flexible body moves like smoke and spring combined. It doesn't face head on. It outmaneuvers, it slips, twists, and confuses. While the dog plays with strength, the ferret plays with intelligence. Highly curious and tireless, it attacks fast, aiming for weak spots. The neck, ears, paws, he's the kind of fighter who's never where you expect. If he were a martial artist, he'd be the ninja of the animal arena. Comparing weapons, the dog has weight, power, and endurance. He can take hits and keep going. The ferret has speed, flexibility, and near reckless courage. Even when facing much larger opponents, he doesn't back down. His body is made to slip through burrows, dodge blows, and strike from impossible angles. In a theoretical match of skills, the dog is the tank, the ferret the ghost. The first wins with impact, the second with precision, but nature often rewards physical advantage when size differences are too great. And here, the dog takes the trophy for brute strength and stamina. The ferret impresses with boldness and agility, but against a dog, even a small one, he's out of his weight class. Still, if there were a prize for fearlessness, the ferret would be the undefeated champion. So who's stronger? The dog. He wins with power, endurance, and territorial dominance. But admit it, the ferret earned your respect, didn't it? Now tell me, were you rooting for the tank or the ninja? Because deep down, nature has room for both. The one who bites and the one who tricks, the one who dominates and the one who dodges. Every animal duel is a lesson in wild strategy. Number 12, dog versus large guinea pig. On one side, the dog, the universal symbol of loyalty, energy, and instinct, a domesticated predator that never forgot its origins. His teeth are bone tools, his hearing a biological radar that detects the faintest sound, and his sense of smell. Practically a superpower. Every scent tells a story. Fear, food, territory, and when he decides to act, agility takes over. Firm paws, tense muscles, focused eyes. A natural athlete, always ready to react with speed and precision. On the other side, the large guinea pig, and don't be fooled by the name or that cute face. This small rodent is a survival master. He doesn't fight with brute force, but with strategy and instinct. His short, sharp claws help dig shelters and escape predators. His robust, compact body serves as a natural shield. He's quick in corners, fast on the run, and incredibly smart at using his environment. The guinea pig's secret lies in the wisdom of knowing that power isn't always about attacking. Sometimes it's about not getting caught. Now, let's imagine the theoretical duel. The dog watches, sniffs, analyzes. He recognizes the tiny rival's movement. The guinea pig senses danger and goes into full alert. No sound, just tension in the air. The dog is strength and curiosity. The guinea pig is caution and cleverness. He emits sharp squeaks, a defense and intimidation language that can actually confuse his opponent. In direct combat, there's no denying it. The dog has the physical advantage. Weight, bite, and speed place him far above. He's a predator, the guinea pig, a prey. But when it comes to instinct and behavior, things shift. The guinea pig is a master of avoidance, using hiding spots, corners, and even sound distractions to escape. An inexperienced or docile dog might lose focus against such a skittish, fast little creature. So who's stronger in this unlikely matchup? In raw power, the dog wins. No contest. But in cunning and survival instinct, the large guinea pig shines as a tiny strategist, capable of outsmarting even the most eager hunter. In the wild, the dog dominates, but in the game of intelligence and preservation, the guinea pig is the master player. Now tell me, viewer, whose side are you on? The dog, the symbol of strength, or the guinea pig, the little genius of escape? Be honest, deep down you rooted for the fluffy underdog, didn't you? Number 11, dog versus raccoon. On one side, the dog, the guardian of backyards, the urban hunter, the hero of countless internet videos, compact muscles, sharp senses, and a loyalty that can turn into ferocity in the blink of an eye. He's the defender, the night watchman, the furry alarm system that turns any suspicious sound into a full-scale alert. With teeth capable of crushing bone and reflexes sharpened by centuries of domestication and hunting, the dog enters as the war tank of the domestic wilderness. But on the other side emerges the raccoon, and if the dog is the warrior, the raccoon is the thief. A natural mask, fingers as agile as a seasoned pickpocket, and a mind that borders on sarcasm. The creature always seems to know something you don't. Capable of opening cans, locks, and even the hearts of those who watch it, the raccoon is a master of improvisation. And in nature's ring, that's a deadly weapon. The dog relies on brute force, speed, bite first, ask questions later. The raccoon, however, bets on cunning. He climbs, hides, rolls, and defends himself with sharp claws and a sense of timing any strategist would envy. While the dog charges with courage, the raccoon retreats with calculation. One barks, the other watches, and when an opening appears, he strikes. Picture the contrast: the dog growling, ready for action, and the raccoon staring back, calm and almost mocking, with that look that says, "You really want to try?" That's where the difference shows. The dog, no matter how trained or instinctive, is predictable. He attacks head on. The raccoon, never. He creates chaos, knocking things over, distracting, biting, climbing, disappearing behind the trash can before you even realize what happened. In terms of endurance, the dog has the upper hand. Stronger, faster, more stamina, but the raccoon is surprisingly tough. Thick skin, sharp wits, and a refusal to surrender. In a straight-up brawl, the dog takes the lead. In a battle of patience, the raccoon flips the script. He doesn't need to win with force. He wins with chaos. The result? If it's pure physical power, the dog wins. Strength, size, and bite power rule the day. But if it's about intelligence, persistence, and improvisation, the raccoon gives a masterclass. He'd turn the fight into chess, while the dog's still playing tag. So who's stronger? In brute strength, the dog takes it. In cunning and street smarts, the raccoon earns the crown. Now tell me, viewer, who would you bet on? The loyal warrior or the masked outlaw who never plays fair? Because in the end, this fight is like comparing a cop and a thief, and it all depends on which one you're rooting for to own the night. Number 10, dog versus monkey or small primate. Picture the scene. On one side, the dog, a universal symbol of loyalty, but also a versatile predator. Focused strength, razor-sharp reflexes, teeth that cut like blades. He's nature's soldier, trained by instinct to hunt, chase, and strike. A creature built for direct action, fast, decisive, and fearless. On the other side, the monkey, or rather, the small primate. Smaller, yes, but far from weak. There's something in his eyes the dog doesn't have. Strategy, agile arms, dexterous hands, and intelligence that turns any branch, stone, or surrounding environment into an advantage. The monkey doesn't fight blindly, he calculates, and in the animal kingdom, that's a weapon all on its own. The dog is pure muscle. His bite easily surpasses 200 kilos of pressure, and his stamina is legendary. A natural marathon runner capable of chasing for minutes or even hours. His body is a machine built for pursuit and combat. But the monkey? The monkey is unpredictable. Lightning fast, springing at impossible angles. and most importantly, using his brain as both shield and sword. He may look fragile, but he makes up for it with cleverness. And if there are trees or rocks nearby, the game changes completely. The dog becomes a gladiator fighting in enemy territory. In brute strength, the dog dominates. In intelligence and agility, the monkey reigns supreme. But in terms of survival, it's a razor-thin balance. One mistake from the monkey, and the dog's jaws decide the rest. One distraction from the dog, and the primate vanishes among the branches. The winner, in open ground, the dog takes it. Stronger, tougher, and made for direct confrontation. But in forest terrain, the small primate would outthink, outmaneuver, and outplay the canine challenger. So yes, the crown of stronger goes to the dog, because when instinct takes over, force beats calculation. But let's be honest, if you had to bet, would you side with muscle or mind? Because in the wild, sometimes the smartest lives, and the strongest just survives. Number 9, dog versus chicken or large rooster. Imagine the setting. On one side, the dog, mankind's classic companion, armed with hunter's instincts and the skills of a natural athlete. On the other, the rooster, the king of the barnyard, a feathered gladiator with claws, a sharp beak, and courage far greater than his size. Two worlds collide, fur versus feathers, and the air crackles with tension. The dog is all around power. Depending on the breed, it can have ninja-like reflexes and a bite force of up to 300 psi. Fast, balanced, and strategic. He circles, growls, studies the enemy, and waits for the perfect moment to strike. He doesn't just rely on strength, he reads movement, understands rhythm, and attacks when victory is certain. But the rooster? Oh, the rooster is pure defiance. Don't underestimate that puffed up ball of feathers. He's not just noise, he's attitude. A fighting rooster can peck more than 20 times per second, each strike backed by sharp spurs capable of piercing skin. And what he lacks in size, he makes up for in unshakable bravery. When challenged, he puffs up, raises his crest, and charges like he has something to prove. He's the spirit of battle wrapped in feathers. While the dog bets on strength and instinct, the rooster counts on courage and impact. He's smaller, but his heart is massive. His attacks are fast and unpredictable, designed to confuse. The dog, however, is patient. He dodges, waits, and when he bites, it's over. On paper, the rooster is fearless. In reality, the dog's size, muscle power, and predatory instinct make all the difference. In endurance and control, the dog wins hands down. The rooster may score an honorable hit or two, but in the end, the canine reigns supreme. Winner, the dog. Strength, strategy, and instinct in one unbeatable combo. But come on, be honest. Have you ever seen a rooster staring down a dog? It's almost comedic. The dog barking, the rooster flaring his wings, both locked in a battle of pride and nerves. Maybe the real winner here is the spectator, because watching that standoff is nature's version of a boxing match. So tell me, which side are you on? The bark or the cock-a-doodle-doo? Number 8, dog versus paca. Picture this. On one side, the dog, loyal partner, relentless hunter, tireless tracker, pure instinct and energy in motion, muscles taut, ears perked, and a nose that works like biological radar. On the other side, the paca, the forest's silent tank, compact, heavy, with powerful jaws and surprising bravery. It may look calm, but don't be fooled. The paca doesn't always flee, it stands its ground when cornered. The dog's clear advantage, agility. He jumps, spins, and changes direction in a heartbeat. His bite, anywhere from 150 to 300 psi, is strong enough to break bones and hold his prey firm. Add intelligence to the mix, and you've got nature's strategist in action. But the paca deserves respect. Despite being herbivorous, it's built like a brick. Over 12 kilos of muscle and thick skin, plus chisel-like teeth meant for gnawing through wood, or anything else that gets too close. And here's the twist. It's fast, capable of running over 30 kilometers h, diving into rivers, and vanishing underground in seconds, a true ghost of the forest. In raw strength, the paca surprises. In tactical movement, the dog excels. The paca's made to endure. The dog's made to hunt. Instinct, training, and speed make him the likely victor in any hypothetical encounter. Winner, the dog. Intelligent, adaptable, and built for domination. But be honest, who would you cheer for? The quick, clever canine or the stoic, silent powerhouse of the jungle? Choose carefully, because in nature, even the quiet ones have a few tricks up their sleeve. Number 7, dog versus koala. Imagine this. On one side, the dog, humanity's eternal companion, flesh, bone, and loyalty molded into the shape of a predator. Behind those soft eyes hides a finely tuned hunter. Speed, scent, reflex, a living machine that reacts before it even thinks. From tiny terriers to muscular shepherds, one truth remains. Dogs were born to track, chase, and confront. Their jaws, hydraulic presses wrapped in patience. A growl is a warning and a promise. And high above, perched in calm serenity, sits the koala, the embodiment of chill, a creature that seems to live in slow motion, like the world's rushing by too fast for him to care. But don't be fooled by his sleepy eyes or teddy bear looks. The koala is compact, muscular, and equipped with claws sharp enough to make rock climbers jealous. Each paw is a vice grip, able to cling tightly to trees, or anything foolish enough to get too close. The dog thrives on movement, quick, explosive, precise. His nose is a compass, his instincts a map, but the koala plays a different game. Vertical defense. Up in the trees, he's untouchable, and if cornered, those claws come out, sharp, firm, and ready to defend. The dog wins in brute power and versatility, a tireless predator made for constant motion. The koala, meanwhile, conserves energy, sleeping up to 20 hours a day. But don't mistake that for weakness. It's strategy. The koala is proof that patience can be power too. In a real confrontation, and thankfully this is only theoretical, the dog would have the upper hand. Speed, agility, and instinct make him the likely victor. The koala could scratch and resist, but the dog is evolution's definition of persistence. Winner, the dog. Strength, adaptability, and raw instinct. But let's be real, would you dare face an angry koala staring down at you like, I didn't wake up for this today? Thought so. Maybe the real lesson here is that not every opponent needs to be fast to command respect. While the dog barks to claim the ground, the koala rules the treetops in silent peace. So tell me, are you the type who chases problems or naps through them 20 hours a day? Number 6, dog versus young capybara. Picture the scene. On one side, the dog, the universal symbol of loyalty, but also a born hunter. Fast, determined, and bursting with endless energy. Size doesn't matter. Whether it's a mutt or a pedigree, the instinct is always there, ready to awaken. Its sharp sense of smell catches every shift in the air, ears tuned to the faintest sound. And when it comes to presence, the dog commands respect. Sharp teeth, quick reflexes, and a body built for running, biting, and enduring. On the other side comes the young capybara, one of the most charming and unfairly underestimated creatures in the animal kingdom. It might look clumsy, but there's something strategic about this giant rodent. Calm, quiet, and perfectly adapted to life near the water. Even as a youngster, it knows the rules of survival. When danger appears, it doesn't fight. It escapes with elegance. Its short, sturdy legs propel it quickly, both on land and in water. And in the water, my friend, it's in its element. Now imagine a hypothetical confrontation. Instinct versus intelligence. The dog, curious by nature, approaches, sniffing, analyzing. It wants to take control, to show who's boss. The young capybara, cautious, prefers distance. If it needs to run, it runs. If the dog insists, it dives. And just like that, the entire balance shifts. Underwater, the capybara becomes a furry torpedo, silent, swift, gone in seconds. In terms of pure strength, the dog wins easily. Muscular, armed with a bite, delivering dozens of kilos of pressure, and reflexes honed by evolution. The young capybara, though sturdy, lacks the size and bravery of an adult. Its greatest weapon is strategy, the art of retreat. And let's be honest, knowing when to back off is one of the smartest tactics in nature. But in endurance, the capybara surprises. It can swim for long periods, hold its breath for minutes, and its social nature means it's rarely alone. Strength in numbers. The dog, on the other hand, fights solo, relying on instinct, training, and willpower. So who wins this duel between the canine and the water rodent? On solid ground, the dog reigns supreme. Agility, teeth, and instinct make it the obvious victor, but near a river, lake, or even a deep puddle, the tables turn. The capybara dives, vanishes, and watches from afar, triumphant in the art of survival. In the end, the winner depends on the battlefield. In strength and aggression, the dog is the dominant predator, but in adaptability and cleverness, the young capybara gives a master class in survival tactics. And let's be honest, the dog probably just wanted to play, and the capybara capybara? Probably too. So tell me, whose side are you on? The restless energy of the dog or the calm strategy of the capybara? Because in the wild, brute force doesn't always win. Sometimes tranquility takes the crown. Number 5, dog versus mini pig. On one side, the dog, loyal, muscular, and always ready for a challenge. On the other, the mini pig, small, compact, yet with strength and endurance that redefine the word mini. Two worlds collide. The predator's instinct of the dog against the pig's intelligence and stubborn willpower. The dog is pure versatility, agile, fast, and equipped with a jaw capable of 150 to 300 psi of pressure, enough to crush bones and hold down larger prey. Add to that lightning reflexes, an almost supernatural sense of smell, and a protective instinct refined over thousands of years. You get a true canine warrior. When faced with an obstacle, the dog doesn't back down. It observes, circles, and if needed, charges. Now look at the mini pig. Small? Yes. Fragile? Not at all. Beneath that adorable snout and charming grunts hides a living tank of fat and muscle. Its skin is thick, its body dense, and its low center of gravity makes pushing it like trying to move a sack of cement on legs. And don't underestimate its intelligence. It recognizes faces, learns commands, and knows when to sidestep trouble. If threatened, it uses its weight as a weapon, charging like a furry bulldozer. While the dog bets on speed and agility, the mini pig relies on endurance and stubborn defense. One attacks, the other resists. One acts on instinct, the other on quiet strategy. That's what makes this matchup so fascinating. The dog may dominate with agility, but the mini pig's stamina is no joke. It handles heat, pressure, and fatigue better than it looks. So who takes the crown? Despite the mini pig's natural armor and surprising smarts, the dog still stands at the top, faster, more aggressive when needed, and equipped with tools the pig lacks. Claws, teeth, and hunting instincts honed over centuries. The mini pig can resist, but the dog controls the fight. But hold on, before you say poor piggy, remember, this is just a strength comparison, not a real fight. The mini pig remains the king of charm and stubborn cuteness, the kind of rival who wins your heart before the match even starts. So tell me, would you bet on the dog's power or the mini pig's wit? Because maybe, just maybe, the real winner is the one who gets the belly rub in the end. Number 4, dog versus porcupine. On one side, the dog, symbol of loyalty, but also a bundle of muscle and instinct. Playful, yes, but beneath the wagging tail hides a skilled predator. Fast, sharp, and fearless, it's a creature of reaction. Oh, it doesn't hesitate when challenged. On the other side stands the porcupine. Small, round, and covered from head to tail in an armor of spikes. Each quill is a natural spear, a clear message. I may be cute, but I'm not defenseless. The porcupine doesn't need to fight or chase. It simply rolls into a spiky ball and waits for its opponent to regret everything. The dog has speed, teeth, and hunter's reflexes, but the porcupine has the ultimate defense. In nature, that changes everything. A curious dog that gets too close learns quickly, usually with a nose full of quills and a painful lesson. Brute force is useless against such a perfect defense. Still, the dog has its advantages: intelligence, endurance, and adaptability. If it were a long match of patience, the dog would win easily, but the porcupine's design is built for survival, not offense. It's slow, nearsighted, and not much of a fighter, yet it's nearly invincible if touched. In a fair analysis, the dog wins in versatility, speed, and strategy, but the porcupine wins in invulnerability. So if the goal is to come out unscathed, point to the porcupine. If it's about who dominates or hunts, the dog reclaims the trophy. In a direct encounter, one bite, one wrong move, the dog ends up with a spiked snout. Result? Victory to the porcupine, nature's tiny armored warrior. Now tell me, after learning this, would you dare pet a porcupine? Or would you be like the dog, curious but keeping a safe distance? Number 3, dog versus marten. The marten, sleek, stealthy, part ninja, part forest ghost. Slender body, razor claws, and reflexes that make a cat look slow. It glides through branches like gravity doesn't apply. A swift bite, sharp eyes, and lethal instinct. Small, but respected by rodents, birds, even young foxes. On the other side, the dog. Strength, loyalty, and endurance in one. Muscles in sync, senses sharp as radar, and teeth like living blades. The dog isn't just a hunter. It's a wall of instinct and energy, but who wins? The Marten is clever, unpredictable, capable of dodging and striking with acrobatic precision. Yet against the dog's raw power and stamina, agility turns to fragility. One mistake, one slip, and the dog controls the field. Winner, the dog, for strength, direct strategy, and size advantage. But tell me, who would you bet on? The Marten, the quick shadow, or the dog, the furry tank? Careful, sometimes the smallest surprise is the biggest. Number 2, dog versus cock of the rock picture. On one side, the dog, loyal, fierce, and perfectly built for pursuit. Muscles defined, teeth strong enough to crush bone, and senses that read the world like radar. The ultimate territorial strategist. Fast, precise, relentless. Few animals match the dog's persistence. It doesn't quit even after the whistle blows. On the other side, the cock of the rock, the flamboyant artist of the Amazon. With its bright orange feathers and proud crest, it rules the canopy stage. Not a fighter by trade, but underestimate it and you'll regret it. Agile, lightning fast, and fearless. It defends its territory with dazzling strikes of beak and wing, its courage in feathered form. But when raw power enters the ring, physics speaks. And the dog dominates. One charge and the bird is off balance. The cock of the rock has grace and style, but the dog has power, predatory instinct, and control. In a hypothetical clash of strength and dominance, the dog wins. But come on, now you rooted for the bird, didn't you? Admit it. That fiery crest and confident strut got you. Maybe it loses the fight, but it wins the spotlight. Because in nature, every creature shines. Some with muscles, others with charisma. Number 1. Dog versus large lizard. Tegu, the dog, the urban warrior. Muscles firm, senses sharp, and confidence radiating from every bark. Fearless, even when facing the scaly tank of the tropics. The Tegu lizard, armored body, bone-crushing jaws, tail like a whip. The Tegu doesn't flee, it faces. The dog barks, moves with agility, pure reflex and energy. The Tegu watches, calm and calculating. One swing of its tail, and it's like being hit by a club. But the dog holds the edge in speed and endurance, attacking from different angles, adapting on the fly. In brute strength and defense, the Tegu wins. It's a walking fortress shaped by evolution. But in intelligence, adaptability, and agility, the dog takes the crown. Scoreboard of nature. Victory to the dog. So tell me, would you bet on the armored reptile or the clever backyard canine? Careful, if it's your dog, he's probably already looking at you like, see, told you I'm the boss. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Check out the other amazing videos appearing on your screen right now, and I'll see you in the next one. Until next time.